Hey everyone, today's gonna be a little bit more casual for our Facebook Live, no big deal. Probably be around 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less. I would quickly want to go over the topic of, do buyers read descriptions? Do they even read them? And how to really get your buyers to listen up. Because obviously we definitely have some important messages in our descriptions or the description of our product in general, and we want to make sure that buyers catch that, right? You know I'm talking about turnaround times and certain materials that it's made out of, etc. We all heard the stories where buyers may not realize what they're purchasing until after they get the item and they're disappointed. So I want to talk about how we prevent that, and just go over a few things that may help you. Okay, so as you're rolling on in, go ahead and say hey down below, and then we will get started. Where's my coffee? I'll get my coffee back here. Where'd I put it? Oh yeah, hold on. Okie dokie. Okay. Probably should have had a coaster of some sort, but it's okay. Okay. Hey. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Kathleen. Good afternoon, Teresa. It depends on the day, Elizabeth. It depends on the day. I don't know what's going on with me. Nothing major. Sometimes a little upset stomach here, this and that. Ever since I stopped drinking iced coffee, I have been feeling better. So hopefully I'm not jinx it, You got your first Amazon sale yesterday. Fantastic. I'm so excited for you. Actually, I did your critique. I remember that. I know I mentioned it. So that's good. It's really good. Hello. Good morning, Dahlia and fellow followers. Good morning, guys. Okay, so we'll get started really quick, okay? So, people always wonder, do buyers even read descriptions? Because they've been proven to show that they actually don't, right? Because they purchase things and then end up realizing afterwards that they didn't read the turnaround time or God knows what. We know we ran into that. You're welcome. You know that you run into all these types of things, okay? So, then Trina, then you'll definitely enjoy watching your follow-up because there's a part of it that has to do with Amazon. Anyway, so I'm here to talk about what you could do, right, to help buyers read description. First of all, is your description a mess to begin with? Sometimes you don't even realize it. Sometimes they're hard to read, okay, if it's not formatted correctly. And sometimes it's hard to skim through to find out what the details. Are you answering your buyer's questions in there? So a lot of times our products, you would need to know things such as size. That's usually really important. The features of it. Sometimes the features are not really outlined correctly. They're hidden in the midst of a million different paragraphs. I've done shop critiques probably at this point thousands. I literally tell you probably thousands. And you won't believe the amount of people that need help with their descriptions, period. The ones that complain about how the buyer didn't read, usually the ones that have sometimes horrible descriptions. Not all the time, but sometimes horrible descriptions. They look like seas of paragraph that even I, doing a shop critique, don't want to read. So imagine your buyer. They're just skimming through to see what they could find out. Sometimes, so that's point number one. Are your descriptions, are they in order? Are you answering your buyer's questions in them? Are they clearly laid out? So if you are answering your buyer's questions in them, such as size, care instructions, turnaround time, could they easily spot it? Is it formatted correctly? Okay. Next thing, if you do have really fantastic descriptions, there are buyers that don't still happen to read it or they happen to miss it for a few reasons. One, they could be on mobile view, right? Have you guys ever looked at Etsy via mobile view? If you haven't, I encourage you to do so because it is a different kind of view. Etsy mobile has changed once in a while, so sometimes the view is slightly different. However, I encourage you to look at it because another way to get your buyer's attention for really, really important information, okay, is putting it in the title. Now, we know SEO and how that works, right? I'm not saying change it completely. I'm saying if you sell stationery and people keep asking you all the time, your most popular question is how much comes in a set, and you come in a set of 12, then maybe in the end of your title, you put set of 12, right? Or maybe the size, depending on what's your most important information people keep asking you. Because the title gets seen no matter what, okay? I'm working on descriptions. You're working on descriptions currently. Awesome. And you're using the description webinar as your guide. Awesome. I love that. It really cleans things up a bit. Okay. Good morning, Michelle. So think about the title. And actually in the description webinar, I do go over all this I'm about to talk about right now, but much more detail. So listing title. Do you have something really important in that to share with the buyer? Okay. Another thing that gets overlooked very, very often, okay, that helps answer buyers' questions and helps deter them from purchasing something that they don't want is variations. You know those little drop-down menus, okay? So you have to make sure that you say to yourself, if Sally's looking at this listing, what is she asking herself? What is she asking herself? Could she get a different color depending on the item? Could she get more of a quantity of it? Whatever it is that she's asking herself, is it possible you could put it in a variation? Would it help the checkout process? Okay? Listen, there are some buyers that still will ask you, hey, can you get this in a different color? And you're like, yeah, it's in the drop-down menu. We get that. We get that. They're just so quick to want to message you. In fact, I do the same thing. I quickly want to skim something. I get so excited. I message the eBay buyer. Usually it's the eBay buyer because I'm scared that it's going to go, you know? So just forgive them. Those are just like the odd person out, you know? Teresa says the webinar helped me with loads with descriptions. I'm glad. And it's actually going to be a few of my webinars, just FYI, will be updated very soon. You know, I like to update them at least once a year. So I think the SEO one will be updated first, and then the description one will be updated. So you're going to be happy with the updates. And of course, if you purchase any of the webinars, you get free updates. So that's freaking awesome. Really exciting things to come with those. Anyway, so think about the variations, right? So if somebody's like, can you get this in a different color? Maybe you offer a color chart and have a drop-down menu, okay? Or can you get this in a different size? Maybe you should offer it in a different size in the drop-down menu. You get where I'm going? Okay. Next tip. Think about your photos. One thing we do know that buyers look at are photos. Does your photo, good morning, Marianne, does your photo reflect what you're selling? Okay. How can you I'm having a loss of words here. How could you best show off what your item includes or what it's about or whatever it is, the size, the quality through your photos? Sometimes you could even show off your quality by your photos, by having really fantastic photos. Okay? And a few other things, obviously, but you don't have to just think about utilizing the photos as just a little product shot. Okay? What about the second, third, fourth photo? Right? Helping your buyer with color charts, showing it reference to other sizes, right? Maybe having some text on the photo, such as, or I don't know, it depends on what you sell, okay? Hey, Darcy. So think about utilizing your photo. We know buyers get photos. Right? I know, Amber. I know it's, I love Amazon for that reason. It makes things so much easier. Less questions, you know? I love the questions, I have no problem, but, you know, I still need the customers to read the description so they know how to choose all the personalized stuff. Yeah, so I recommend Amber, I think you do have my description webinar, but just in case you do or you don't, make sure it's formatted so they could skim through it at a glance and be able to see it. More importantly, if you have to add it as a photo, then do so, you know? Is it skipping, guys? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, my connection today is really odd. I don't know why. I'm sorry about that. Is it still breaking up? Let me know if it's breaking up. Anyone? Still bad connection? I do have it all perfect. Just have to actually have the time to go through it. Amber, come on. Yes, sometimes we do get excited and purchase webinar tools. I know. Even I purchase classes, FYI. But let's just not get ahead of ourselves and say, I got the tools and get excited about it, but not put it into action. You know? So please, you have the time. It's the connection in my house, guys. I don't know why it seems to be a little off. I first tried Facebook Live and Periscope. It would not allow me to. So I don't know what's going on. Hard to tell unless you are speaking. Okay, some people say it's better. Let me wrap this up really quick for you guys, okay? So there are several things you could do in order to get the buyer to listen up. We talked about the descriptions, better formatting. Highly recommend the description webinar for that. And FYI, you do get free updates, and it will be updated soon. Next is title, okay? Next is variations. And another piece is photos, okay? If you keep constantly getting the same question over and over again, or you find a lot of buyers purchase things and they tend to not want to read a certain thing, what are you doing to make it much more clear, okay? And there's one more last tip that's obviously newer within the past 6 months or so. You could add FAQs at the bottom of your listing, okay, if you have the new Etsy policies. It's right in the listing, so it's easy for people to see the question, and then they click on it, they see the answer. Do you do all this, you know? Oh, it is not really a new backdrop. Actually, I do like this backdrop of the books. I might want to consider that for my office. But anyway, my assistant just walked in. I'm going to let you guys go. Actually, all the classes are going to be updated soon. All of them. SEO, description, and eventually, of course, the Amazon as well. Don't you worry, it's going to come soon. Okay, guys? I will let you guys go. Hope I give you something to think about. If you want the description webinar, you know where to find it. But again, they will be updated. But the information is pretty much going to stay the same. It's just going to be turned up in volume, if that makes sense. Okay? Okay, guys, I will catch you later, and I hope I give you something to really, really think about. All right? Bye.